Hello. Good morning, everybody. Today is July 15, Tuesday, 2025. Welcome to the dropping and opening of bids for contract ID 25 CSKA01, conduct of soil exploration for proposed FY 2026 regular infra project of Camiguin. But before we proceed, may I request Mildex Torchio to lead the prayer.
Please rise for our opening prayer. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God of grace, we open our hearts, minds, and souls to worship to you. Thank you that today we dwell in your kingdom and live in your presence. Thank you that as we gather together, we join with all Christians across the world to glorify your holy name. Come be with us, inspire us, and lead us in our time together. We ask all this in the beautiful name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Sir Mildix. May I request Ma'am Neil Anbino Simasyo to acknowledge the attendee in this dropping and opening of bids.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the dropping and opening of bids for contract ID number 25 CSKE01, conduct of soil exploration for proposed FY 2026 regular infra projects, Camiguin. For the attendance for this morning, we have our back chairman, Engineer Al Gomez.
Present.
Back vice chairman, Mr. Edwin G. Cagulada.
Present.
Back members, we have Engineer Apolinar Elvis A. Hamero.
Present.
And Engineer Iderlinda N. Ritalia. We also have our head back TWG, Engineer John Ryan T. Nob, with its members, Engineer Leia Rose N. Basilan, and Engineer Larry Nino M. Lapiceros. We also have our head back secretariat, Engineer Evelyn V. Padaranga, with its members, Mr. Mildix Toriu Chu, yours truly, Neil and Venus A. Simasyo. We also have from our participating bidders from R.S. Harden and Associates, Mr. Prince Gabrines. We also have from Test Lab Engineering and Geotech Services, we have Mr. Jefferson King De Leon. Our COA representatives, we have Ms. Yanis Kulyamat and Mr. Ditangonan O. Masakal. Good morning, sir. That's all for the attend. We also have our back secretariat member, Engineer John Christian A. Bertudes. That's all for the attendance for this morning, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Neil Ann, to acknowledge the attendee. Since majority of our back member are present, I call this dropping and opening of bids is call of order. May I request the TWG? Let's proceed to the opening of the bids. May I request the TWG to open the bid box? Sige. Ma'am Bilin, you're the one. Yes, Ma'am Bilin. Go ahead, Ma'am Bilin.
Good morning, everyone. The BAC had invited the shortlisted consultants to submit bids for the contract through the notice of shortlisting and request for proposals. For the record, the BAC through the procurement unit have received 2 bid proposals from the 2 shortlisted consultants, namely Test Lab Engineering and Geotech Services and R.S. Hardin and Associates Engineering Consultants, Architect Contractors. The BAC shall open the technical envelopes of shortlisted consultants to determine each one's compliance with the required documents for the technical proposal component of the bid. The BAC shall check the submitted documents of each bidder against a checklist of required documents using non-discretionary pass-fail criteria. The BAC will adopt the quality cost-based evaluation of bid as specified in the bidding documents. The BAC will evaluate each technical proposal based on the criteria stipulated in the bidding documents. The Bids and Awards Committee shall then open the financial proposal to check for its completeness using non-discretionary pass-fail criteria. The BAC shall then use the weights of the financial and technical proposal prescribed in the latest department order and as indicated in the bidding documents. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am Evelyn. Let's proceed to the opening of bids. May I request the BAC TWG, Engineer Ryan Inob, to open the bid box and facilitate the opening of the bidding proposal. May I request Engineer Ryan Inob to check whether the all document is sealed or not.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Bakshare. All submitted bids are properly marked and sealed.
Thank you, Engineer Ryan. Let's proceed to the opening. The first to open is the technical proposal, then followed by the financial proposal. The first interested bidder, please open the technical proposal submitted by TISLAB Engineering and Geotech Services. May I request one of the back member to read and check the technical proposal document using manual criteria.
The technical proposal for contract ID 25CSK01, contract name, conduct of soil exploration for proposed FY 2026 regular infra project, Camiguin. submitted by Lab Engineering and Geotech Services. The first document, Mr. Chair, is the submitted technical proposals from Engineer Alvin Bibiton, the proprietor manager of this lab engineering. And the first document is the bid security in the form of bid security declaration, signed by Engineer Alvin Bibiton and notarized by Attorney Ramel J. Carion, Notary Public. The second document is the technical aspects or experience and complete projects, both the government and the private. Submitted and signed by Engineer Alvin P. Bitun, with the following supporting documents: the purchase order, disbursement voucher, acceptance section report, PO, disbursement voucher, the notice of award, notice to proceed, no contract agreement, certificate of completion acceptance, notice to proceed, notice of award, contract agreement, all notice to proceed, awards, contract agreement for all project presented. And the next document is the experience ongoing projects, government and private, and no ongoing project, and signed Engineer Alvin P. Biton. And the next document, the description of approach methodology and work plan of this lab engineering. Presented are the methodology and the equipments to be used and apparatus, including the drilling machine, with pictures. And the next document is the organizational chart. Signed and submitted by Engineer Pilpi Bitun. The organizational chart and the composition of the task for the project, which include the manager, the project engineer, the technical engineer, and the materials engineer, submitted and signed. Engineer Alvin P. Bitun. With the administrative and the support staff, laboratory technicians, core drillers, and the next document is the format of curriculum vitae for the proposed professional staff. Under qualification, trainings, and the projects involved. Included also is a PRC ID as civil engineer, unexpired. Photocopy of the certificate of participation for the USA National Convention, Sanyel Raipun. Photocopy parcel license of Chris Anjoy Suarez as civil engineer, unexpired. Training certificate of Chris Anjoy Suarez. Photocopy of the doctorate diploma of Gerardo P. Abor, civil engineer, doctor of engineering. Photocopy of ASIP certificate, Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines, of Gerardo P. Abor. Photocopy of certificate of appreciation for the technical seminar on mitigation for the compound disasters caused by earthquake and climate change. Photocopy of the seminar workshop certificate of Gerardo Biabor. Photocopy of parcel license of Engineer Willard Aperocho, unexpired. And accreditation identification card, photocopy of Engineer Aperocho as materials engineer 2. Photocopy of certificate of training. training and standard sampling testing soil aggregate, cement, concrete, and bituminous materials. A photocopy also of the certificate of completion for basic measurement given by Metal Industries Research and Development Center. The next document is the time schedule of professional personnel for the project engineer, project manager, geotechnical engineer, materials engineer, laboratory technician, core driller, security personnel, first aider, and technical encoder. Signed, Engineer Alvin P. Bitun. And the next is the activity work schedule. Submitted and signed, Engineer Alvin P. Bitun. And also present is the omnibus sworn statement affidavit, signed by Alvin P. Bitun and notarized by Attorney Ramel G. Carrion. And the last document is a certificate of accreditation given by the Central Office of the Department of Public Works and Highway, assigned Director 4, Juliana Vergara, a certified true copy. Mr. Chair, all the required documents are present. So, this lab engineering and geotech services passed.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. Let's proceed to the second interested bidder. While waiting for the evaluation of this lab engineering and geotech service, please open the second interested bidder for contract ID 25 CSKA01. Please open the technical proposal submitted by R.S. Hardin and Associate.
For the next bidder, contract ID 25 CSKA01, conduct of soil exploration for proposed FY 2026 regular infra project Camiguin. The next bidder is from R.S. Hardin and Associates. The first document, Mr. Chair, is the technical documents from or for the conduct of soil exploration for proposed FY 2026 regular infra projects Camiguin. Contract ID, again, the same 25C SKE01. Signed by Grace is Hardin. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the technical proposal submission form, signed by Mrs. Grace E. Hardin. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the brief description of the firm, by R.S. Hardin Associates. The next document is the consultant references. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the technical aspects experience on completed projects, government and private, by R.S. Hardin and Associates. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the Xerox copy of the certificate of completion for consultancy for the technical services of the conduct of soil exploration and selected ports. The next document is the certificate of completion for the contract ID A10C is KG01 Consulting Services, signed by Redentor is Hardin. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the disbursement voucher, Xerox copy by R.S. Hardin Associates. The official receipt. Also, Mr. Chair, attached is a consultancy supervised services for the preliminary and detailed engineering of school building projects, including soil exploration, Ingog City and Misamis Oriental first. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the comments and suggestions for the consultant on the terms of reference. Or the technical aspects, experience of ongoing projects, government and private. Signed by R.S. Hardin E. Associates and Associates. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the description of methodology, approach, and work plan for the performing the project. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the team composition and task project form. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the curriculum vitae for proposed professional staff form. Attached also, Mr. Chair, is the professional license, PRC license, Mendoza Marcos Maria Cecilia, valid until 9/20/2027. Also attached is the PRC license. Civil engineer Sibilia Nilu Ananoria, valid until December 29, 2025. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the time schedule for professional personnel. Signed by Mrs. Grace A. Harden. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the activity or work schedule form. Signed by Mrs. Grace E. Harden. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the bid securing declaration in a form of bid security. Signed by Mrs. Chris A. Harden and authorized by Attorney Pablo Jr. Il Kailing. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the omnibus short statement or affidavit. Signed by Grace E. Harden and notarized by Attorney Pablo Jr. Il Kailing, Notary Public. And the last, but not the least document, Mr. Chair, is the special power of attorney signed by Redentor E. Sardin, notarized by Attorney Pablo Jr. Il Kailing. Based on the documents presented, Mr. Chair, the technical proposal of R.S. Hardin and Associate is rated pass.
Thank you, Sir Elvis. Since we are waiting the evaluation, their technical proposal, the TWG is not yet completed, Mr. Ryan. So far, we still ongoing the evaluation. Okay. Okay, we proceed to the opening of the financial proposal while waiting the evaluation of the technical proposal to the interested bidder. The first interested bidder for contract ID 25CSKE01, please open the financial proposal submitted by TISLAB Engineering and Geotech Service.
For the financial proposal, bidder number 1, 25 CSK 01, conduct of soil exploration for the proposed FY 2026 regular infra projects coming in. The bidder is from Tislab Engineering and Geotech Services. The approved budget of the contract is 1,156,597 pesos and 27 centavos. The first document, Mr. Chair, is the bid form and the amount of 1,092,000 pesos only. Again, 1,092,000 pesos only. No discount offered, Mr. Chair. And below EBC, therefore rated pass. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the summary of cost with a total amount of 1,092,000 pesos only. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the breakdown of price per activity signed by Alvin B. Biton. Pass. The next document, Mr. Chair, is the breakdown of remuneration for the project signed by Alvin B. Biton. Pass. The next or the last document, Mr. Chair, is the reimbursable activities signed by Alvin P. Biton. Based on the technical financial proposal submitted by Tislab Engineering and Geotech Services, this financial proposal is rated pass, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Elvis Samiro. Let's proceed to the second interest bidder for the contract ID 25 CSKA 01. Please open the financial proposal submitted by R.S. Hardin and Associate.
Financial proposal from Race Hardin and Associates Engineering Consultants are the first document, Mr. Chair, is the financial proposal and with the amount of Race Hardin and Associate is 1,041,199 pesos and 32 centavos. Repeat, 1,041,199 pesos and 32 centavos. Words and figures are the same. The discount offered. Signed, Mrs. Grace E. Hardin. The next document is a summary of cost, also submitted and signed Grace E. Hardin. And third document is the breakdown of price per activity, submitted and signed Grace E. Hardin. And the next document is a breakdown of remuneration per activity, also signed by Grace E. Hardin. And the last document, Mr. Chair, is the reimbursable for activities, also signed Mrs. Grace E. Hardin. Also the miscellaneous expenses, submitted and signed Grace E. Hardin. Mr. Chair, all required documents are present. R.S. Hardin and Associates is rated as pass.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. Engineer Ryan, okay na? Ang pag-evaluate, pa? Okay. Okay, we are waiting for the evaluation for the two interested bidder.
Mr. Chair, in accordance with the procurement manual for consultancy, the consultant with the lowest price gets 100 points. So in this case, for the financial proposals, R.S. Hardin and Associates Engineering Consultants and Associates Engineering Consultants Architect Contractors has a rating of 100 points for the financial proposal. And to get the rating of the test lab, the formula is RF equals 100 times F1 over F, where RF is the rating of the bidder under consideration, F1 is the cost of the lowest financial proposal, and F is the cost of the financial proposal of the bidder under consideration. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Belen, for the information.
Um, uh, we're settled down. So to continue for the technical evaluation. Yeah, share screen. We will discuss first for the first bidder, the test lab engineering and geotech services. Ikaw sa itong criteria. Technical evaluation. Itong kaya pila ka person ba? Ay, ikaw ba? Okay. So for technical evaluation, we have 3 parts. The experience of the firm with 10 points, and then part part 2 is the individual rating of the experience of the key personnel. Title. And part 2 is qualification of proposed key personnel with 80 points. And then for part 3 is methodology. Methodology of 10 points, a total of 100 points. So, big factor sa atong technical evaluation ang key personnel na 80 points. So, for test lab engineering and services, we have, so for the criteria, we have if 50% or more sa atong ABC, ang atong rating is 4. The 40% ay less than 50% but greater than 40%, we have 3 atong rating. Then 30% ay less than 40% but greater than 30%, we have 2. And less than 30% is 1 atong rating. A rating of 4 or TR40. So for the formula, we have 0.60 plus 4 over 30 times TR over 10 less 1 times 10. So for the, we considered only 10 projects accumulated. For test lab, we have a total of 6,775,000. For contract IDs, 24 CSK 001, 24 CSKI 001 to 24 CSLE 003. Completion date, we have it from August 2022 of 2024 and January 8 of 2024. So all 24 projects ang nakuha na mo na projects for test lab. So out of so yung total amount is 6,775,000. So it is 50% more sa atong ABC amount na 1,156,507.77. So based on the computation, ang yung score for the part 1 is 10. So we proceed to the part 2, the qualification of proposed personnel. So we considered only 4 key personnel. With project manager, project engineer, geotechnical engineer, and materials engineer. So for test lab, for engineer Saniel Raipon, he is graduate in bachelor, so we have accumulated 0.8. For master's, 0. The doctor's degree, 0. And for training, our relative training is 0. So, okay. And then for engineer Chris Anjoy Suarez, bachelor, graduate siya sa bachelor's degree, 0.80. The master's degree is 0. Doctor's degree is 0. Training hours or relevant hours of training is 0. Ay, 20. Nasa relevant 20 hours. But makakuha ta og 1 point for every 40 hours. So, wala man siya nakakuha sa minimum of 40. So, 0 Japan iyang accumulated points sa training for Engineer Chris Anjoy Suarez. And for Duty Technical Engineer o Engineer Apor, nasa bachelor's degree, na po siya relevant master's degree and doctor's degree. And then for hours of training, nasa 40 hours of training. So nasa plus 1% or 0.01%. And then for the materials engineer, nasa bachelor's degree, graduate of siya sa master's degree and doctor's degree. So nasa 0.1 and 0.05. Ang hours of training niya is 56 hours of training, relevant trainings. So nasa 0.01. So for engineer Aperocho. So for the scoring is, ayan, okay. So nakakuha siya og 21.12 points for part 2. And for part B, experience of the key personnels based at kuan. So for project manager, nasa atong minimum experience is at least 5 years experience. For the project manager, we have similar experience sa project engineer is 11, relative experience of 5. Sa project engineer na sa similar experience of 5, relative experience of 5. Geotechnical engineer is 32, ang iyang similar experience. Ang iyang relative experience 7. Materials engineer niya is 11, yung similar experience. Ang iyang relative experience is 5. So, accumulated total points for part B is 50. So 21.12 plus 50 equals 71.12 ang accumulated points for part 2. We're proceeding now for part 3, methodology. Description or discuss fully all aspect the services in the submitted TRF 4, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project. The work plan described in the proper order of work activities in the submitted. So, nasinako na 1.1 points, total 2. And then for part B, feasibility and capability of achieved services, we have the proper team includes all required personnel and tasks of the each key personnel clearly defined in TRF 5. The work activities to achieve and given in the logical sequence in the submitted TRF 5 organizational chart, team composition, and tasks for the project. Assign personnel TRF 7, time schedule of professional staff, consistent with the work activities TRF organization chart, team composition, and tasks of the project. So, nasa mga tag 0.5 points. And for D, each of the key personnel has letter of commitment to work on the project, 0. So, wala siya na-submit na letter of commitment sa ato mga personnel. So, wala tayo giatag na points. So, nasa score sa part 3 of B of 1.5. For part 3C, innovativeness and adaptation of quality standard, new work approach, technology tools. So, for the innovation, we have 0.5%. Nakuha na niya. The methodology complete describes the technology and tools. We have 0.5 point. And for the feasibility and proposed methodology is 0.5. Nakuha po niya. The adaptability of proposed methodology is 0.5. Nasa 2 for part 3C. So total score for part 3 is 7.5 out of 10. Out of 8. Out of 8, sorry. And part 3B, A plus B, napadisay ko niya ni there's a clear discussion of possible problems on this based on the actual site inspection in TRF 7. Nasa 1 point. So, nasa 0.5% point sa suggested solution of the logical and practices in the submitted TRF 3. And there's a clear discussion on how to propose solutions shall be carried out in the submitted TRF 3. So, napo siya a total of 9.5 out of 10 for part 3. So, yung total score for part 1, 2, and 3 of 90.62 score for for test lab engineering and service, geotech services. So, we proceed to Katuya Arden. Okay, Arden. Okay. So for the same part, part 1 experience of the firm, part 2 is qualification of key personnel, and part 3 is methodology. For part 1, experience of the firm, for RS Arden, nasa project na 18 million, and then total project amount is 42 million 27,634.32. For the 10 projects we include in this project, with contract ID 19 CSNE 001 up to 18 CSKG 004. Completion project is on October 31 of 2022 up to February 2, 17 of 2019. So kani siya is yung atong experience na gikuha is 19 to 22. Ang yang kwan lang yung latest 10 projects atong gikuha. So nasa 42 million for yung rating is 42 million is more than 50% of the ABC amount of 1,156,597.77. So ang score for part 1 is 10. Calculated points of 1 then. So for the key personnels, yung qualification, so okay. Ang project manager is we have graduate to bachelor's degree. Yung relevant master is nasa graduate po siya, so nasa 0.5. Nasa doctorate, so nasa 0.05. Yung hours of training is 33. So minimum of 40 points man para na Taiwan, so 0 Japan yung training every hours by Engineer Marcos. And then for project engineer, wala siya master's degree and doctorate degree, so nasa bachelor's degree, so nasa 0.8. Ang yung hours of training, relevant training is 4. So wala siya trainings na additional plus 1 point. So by Engineer Ocon. For Engineer Manzano, nasa bachelor's degree and nasa master's degree. So 0.8 plus 0.1. Ang iyang training is 0, wala siya i-attach na training sa submitted bid docs, technical evaluation, so 0. Materials engineer is 0.8 for bachelor's degree, and then have siya master's and si doctorate, but yung training is 0. Wala siya na kanina training submitted by Engineer Sevilla. So ang score for one is 21.6 ang iyang individual score for one. But for the experience of the key personnel, we have ang project manager is yung similar experience is 3, relative experience is 3. Chef? Okay, kunsa. Mo sa ba na tapos tunga. Wala din siya. So sorry, wala siya. So continue na po na ako. So din naman to sa experience of the key personnel. So for project engineer, a project manager, ang yung similar experience 3 years lang yung na-attach sa atong yung bid docs, relative experience 3. Ang project engineer niya is nasa 17 years of experience, nasa relative experience of 5. Ang geotechnical engineer is 15 years of experience, nasa 5 relative experience. And then for materials engineer, nasa 6 similar years of experience and 3 relative experience as per attached in the technical documents. Okay, so accumulated points for part B is 60.8. 21.6 plus 39.2 is 60.8. So for part 3, methodology or 10 points, we have sa iyang description, discuss fully all aspects of services. Tag 1 point is na question 2. And for B, the feasibility and capability of achieved services is proposed team includes in the TRF5 is 0.5, TRF5 of 0.5 for the work, activity, and achievable given logical sequence, and the assignment of personnel TRF7 is 0.5. Each of the key personnel has letter of commitment to work on the project is 0. Wala po siya nakasubmit niya part sa letter of commitment. So 1.5, there's a innovation of discussion, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 for feasibility and proposed methodology na sige attach. For comprehensiveness, completeness, 2 points siya ni, 0.5 sa per category of all works required services and governed, TRF7, required key personnel covered in TRF5, and clear presentation and independence of activities of TRF4 and TRF7. And the work plan integrates interaction with the firm of TRF4 is 0.5. So score for part 3A is 7.5. And then for part 3B, we have for part A, that is the clear discussion of possible problems or risks based on the actual site inspection of TRF4 is 1 na niya. Then appropriateness of suggestion of solution, tag 0.5, so completed 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. A total score for part 3 is 10. So for total score for RSR then is 80.30. 10 for part 1 and part 2 is 60.80. Okay, score 2 for part 3 is 9.5. Total score of 80.3 for technical evaluation of RSR then. For the technical evaluation of 70% and for the financial aspect is 30%. So, for financial aspect as accumulated, the financial 1 over the financial 2 times 100. So, that's the formula of our financial. Then, times na to sa 30%. So, nasa makuha ng points. The maximum points for financial is 30. So, for test lab, ang iyang accumulated na financial result is 95.35. So, total score of 28.0605. For RSR din is 30% kasi may Lewis bidder. So, 100. Ang total score of 30. But for technical evaluation, ang nakuha sa test lab is 90.62 times 0.70%, we have 63.434%. Ang RSR din associate is 80.30, yung technical evaluation results. For 70%, we have 56.21 ang score. So, added na to ang technical evaluation result and financial results. Ang total score or final score for test lab engineering and geotech services is 92.039. And for RSR then and associates is 86.21.
Thank you, Engineer Ryanov. May I request the head of back secretariat, Ma'am Irbilin Padrangga, to read the summary of the results.
So, for the abstract of bids for the newly bid out proposed contract for the procurement of consultancy, this is a collegial or a joint rating of the BAC through the BAC TWG. In totality, Test Lab Engineering and Geotech Services garnered a total score of 92.039, while RS Hardin and Associate Engineering Consultants, Architect Contractors garnered a points of 86.21. So the highest bid as read goes to Test Lab Engineering and Geotech Services. That would be all for the abstract of bids for today's opening of bids, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am Evelyn. For the information of everybody, all bids are considered through bids and subject for bid evaluation and post-qualification in accordance with the 2016 revised IR of RE 9184. Any comment from the prospective bidder from the RE's Hardin and Associates, sir? From TISLAB Engineering and Geotech Service? No. No comment? If there is no comment, I want to hear from the back member to adjourn this dropping and opening of bids.
Mr. Chair, I move for adjournment of this pre-bid opening.
Second the motion.
Since there is any objection and there is adjournment from Sir Edwin Gagolada and seconded by Engineer Ederlinda Italia. Therefore, the dropping and opening of bids for contract ID 25